Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my July 2020 chatting about new makeup releases. I'm in a different location. I'm actually in my dining room right now. The only light is like directly above me, so the lighting in this video is going to be super strange because I also have like the glow from my laptop. Strange lighting, but I just felt like filming here. These videos are supposed to be a little bit more casual where I'm literally just like talking about new makeup that has been released, so I don't really care about the lighting that much. So without further ado, if you would like to hear my thoughts and opinions on a bunch of makeup that was released in the month of July, then keep on watching. So I'm doing this video a little bit differently. My thought process when I was picking out the videos, I decided to switch it from products that I would like to buy to products that just caught my eye in one way or another, whether or not I would like to buy them or not, just things that kind of caught my eye. So this might be a little bit longer than the last one that I did. I think I have a few more products than the June new makeup releases, but I'm just gonna jump right in. The first one is, I don't know how to say this brand, so I'm very sorry if I pronounce it wrong. The Rituel de Fille Metamorphic Highlight in the shade The Chimera. Now this is a really gorgeous highlighter. It retails for $32, which I think is a little bit more pricey, but I also think that Rituel de Fille is a little bit of a more pricey brand. So you're gonna hear me say this a lot in this video. For what the product is, I think it's overpriced, but if you combine the product and the branding behind it, then I think it kind of makes sense. So this is one of their metamorphic highlighters, so it's kind of like a duochrome highlighter, and it is so pretty. It is like a green gold highlight, and the description that was on Trendmood, I don't think that Trendmood wrote the description. I think it's from Rituel de Fille, but I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you because it was so beautifully written. It says, cream luminous lime blossom shade evokes dew on tender leaves, soft sunlight gleaming through newly blooming flowers in the glow of fireflies at dusk. Doesn't that just sound absolutely delightful? And I do think it's really pretty, and I am getting more into cream liquid highlighters, but I just don't think I would get that much wear out of it. I'm not going to add it to my wish list, but it did catch my eye, and I do think that it is so, so, so pretty. Next up, we have the Mented Cosmetics Sun-Kissed Bronzer Collection. Now, I am actually gonna double check this. Mented Cosmetics is Black owned by Amanda E. Johnson and KJ Miller, and they released, I think they already had bronzers out and they released some more shades. I think so, because I feel like I remember Jackie Aina using a Mented bronzer. So these retail for $22, which I think is an extremely fair price. I think that's a really good price for a bronzer. And I think that the undertones in this collection are so beautiful. They're so bronzy, and the darkest shade is so rich and warm and so beautiful. But I just don't know if I need another bronzer right now. And I just don't know. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to add this to my wish list, but it's up in the air. It's up in the air, and I would get the lightest shade if I did pick this up. I think they're lovely. Next is the Jouer Cosmetics The Champagne and Macaroons collection. So there are two face palettes which retail for $34 each, which I do think is verging right on the edge. No, I think that's a pretty fair price. And then you can get a set of 4 eyeshadow trios, so that is 12 eyeshadows for $42, which when I was doing my notes, I said that it was fair, but when I say that, if you were to buy a 12-pan eyeshadow palette for $42, I would say that's a fair price, but something about it being broken up into trios makes me think that buying a set of 4 eyeshadow trios for $42 is a bit overpriced, so I don't really know where my logic is coming from. I love, and I'm so uninterested in the lips in this collection, so I'm not even really gonna mention them. I love that there are 2 different shades of the face palettes. I think that the darker one has beautiful tones. Also, I'm so sorry if you can hear my upstairs neighbors noise. They have a small child who runs around a lot. So I think that the darker shades in the darker palette look so beautiful, and I love that they came out with 2 palettes, one for lighter skin tones and one for darker skin tones. I would have loved to see 3 palettes, maybe one in the medium range, because I think that if you have a medium skin tone, the dark one might be a little too dark and the light one would be a little too light. But it does make me happy that they have a darker one, and I think that both of the palettes are very beautiful. It's very soft and pretty, but I won't be picking this up just because something about a face palette really turns me off. Like, I have never owned one. I don't think I ever want to own one. Maybe someday if something really great releases, but for right now I just don't think that it is something I would want. Next is probably the most exciting thing I'm going to talk about in this entire video, and that is the Pure X Raw Beauty Kristi collection. The palette is $34, which I think is a really good price, and then the lashes are $14 each, which I think is a good price for lashes. I love Raw Beauty Kristi so much. I haven't been following her for that long, but I have thoroughly enjoyed every single video that she's put out in the past like 6 months maybe that I have been following her, and I did pick up the palette. I bought the palette. I'm actually wearing the palette on my eyes right now, which of course you can't see because this lighting is awful, but I have been doing a palette series with that over on my makeup Instagram, which is at emily.kathryn, Kathryn, and this is actually the final look in the little series that I've been doing. So I did pick up the palette. It was a hot mess and a half to pick up, but I did get it. So happy that I have it. And I wasn't able to get the lashes. I was going to get the lashes, but I can't remember what ended up happening, why I couldn't get them. But yes, this was a very exciting release for me, and I did pick it up. And then next up is the Artist Couture, the Caliente collection. So the eyeshadow palette retails for $29, which I again think is a pretty good price. To me, the lip covers that are coming out in this collection aren't very interesting, so obviously I will be passing on those and not even talking about them really in today's video. But I think the palette is so pretty. Those hot, fiery tones just are calling my name, and honestly I would probably buy it if I wasn't reinstating my palette no buy. In the month of July I ended up buying 3 eyeshadow palettes, technically 4, one is on the way. We will be talking about that in a little bit. And I've just bought so many eyeshadow palettes this year, and I feel like because I've been buying so many so frequently, I haven't been able to thoroughly use them and like take my time to enjoy that new palette like time period where you pick up a new palette and it's exciting and you want to do a bunch of looks with it. I've just like been doing like 2 looks and hopping to the next new palette. So I need to reinstate my eyeshadow palette no lie, because I just need to use what I have. So if I didn't have this no buy, I would be buying this. Next is something that was very unique to me, and that is why it caught my eye, and that is the Suva Beauty Hydra Liner in Doodle. It is like a half white, half black Hydra Liner. It is priced at $16, which I think is a pretty fair price. It is such an interesting, cool concept. You can obviously get your white eyeliner, your black eyeliner, but then when you mix them, you can get gray, but you can get literally any tone of gray that you want just by mixing in more black or more white. But I also think that you would be able to mix in the black or the white to any other color of their liners to get a lighter or darker color. And I won't be picking it up because I don't really use stuff like this. I am interested in maybe trying one of their Hydra liners at some point in the future, but I won't be picking it up at this point. But I do think it is a really cool and interesting concept. Next, I want to discuss the Juvia's Place Nude Lip Collection. So the bullet lipsticks are priced at $14, which I think is a fair price. The lip liners are at $10, and then the glosses are $13 each. I think the tones are so pretty, and I love that it is kind of organized by like your peachy tones, your brown tones, and then your pinky mauve tones. And there are actually 5 different lip items from this collection that I'm interested in. The lip liner in Sweet Nothing, the lip gloss in It's Electric, and the lip gloss in Sis, and the lipsticks in Me and Libra. So those have all been added to my wish list. What really actually sold me on this was Angelica Nyqvist she got sent the collection by Juvia's Place, which I think is really cool because she really loves Juvia's Place, and she did a whole swatch video where she tried out every lipstick. Did she do every gloss? I'm not sure. I think she did. And some of the colors looked really beautiful on her, and I was like, I want them to look that beautiful on me. So Sephora collection released a new Sephora favorite set. This is the Gimme Some Shine set, and it is all like glowy lip gloss products. So most of the Sephora favorite sets are priced at $29, which I think for the value is really, really good. So this set includes the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, the Too Faced Extreme Lip Injections in the shade Clear, the Patrick Ta Lip Shine in the shade She's Expensive, the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm in Orgasm, and the Lancome Juicy Tubes in Magic Spell. And I did actually pick this up, and I've really been loving it. And I think what really sold me on this was the fact that you get the Fenty Gloss Bomb is full size, and so is the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm. So those are both full-size products that you get in here, and I just thought the value was so good, and it gives you the chance to try multiple different lip gloss formulas without having to spend the full price on all the different formulas. So I thought it was a really good value, so I did pick that up. Next, I want to talk about the M Cosmetics Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liners. So these lip liners are $19 each, which I do think is a bit overpriced. But the tones look so gorgeous, and the name of these lip liners, Soft Blur Velvet, that sounds delectable. But the one critique that I did have about these lip liners is that there are no deeper tones for people with deeper skin tones. And I think that is an issue, and I think they need to come up with more colors so that people with deeper skin tones can try these lip liners. So I won't be picking these up because of that, and I just don't know if I can justify the price tag on this one. Especially considering I've never actually tried anything from M Cosmetics, but I did want to mention this because it did catch my eye. Next, we have the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duos, and these are $3 each, which obviously I think is a very fair price. The tones look really, really pretty, and the shades that have been picked I think are also gorgeous, but to me, some of the pairings of the colors look a little bit strange, and all the highlighters seem really mid-tone. It doesn't seem like there's really light highlighters or darker highlighters, so it seems like they would really only work for people with like light, medium, tan skin tones. I might end up picking one up just because they are $3, and I think it would be good to kind of test out the formula and kind of compare it to some different blush, bronzer, highlighter formulas, but I'm not sure which one I would get. So if I do make that decision and I pick one up, obviously you guys will know about it. And we have the ColourPop Sailor Moon collection. The palette in this is $20, which I think is a pretty good price. The blushes are $12 each, which personally I think is a bit overpriced for a blush. And then the lip bundles are $15 each, so you are getting 2 lip products for $15. I did actually pick up the palette on the most recent restock, and I think I got a lip bundle too. I think it's the one in Moonlight. I have heard that the quality of the palette isn't that good, but I love Sailor Moon, and I'm very excited to just have it. I think it's just like that collector mentality, which I didn't need it, but something in me, it was like forced me. And then we have another release from ColourPop, and that is the Wild Nothing collection. The palette is so pretty. It looks like the prettiest soft glam dream palette. And they also came out with 2 new products in this collection. The first one is their new cream shadows, and I am intrigued by these. I would like to try the formula, and the shade Camouflage is very pretty. It looks like a very pretty kind of like everyday shade. And then the Luxe lip oils are intriguing as well, but if I had to choose between picking up a Luxe lip oil and the cream shadow, I probably would grab a cream shadow. I'm not going to add these to my wish list, but in the future I may pick up the palette, the cream shadow in the shade Camouflage, and a lip oil if I were to get them, but I'm not sure if I will. Fenty Beauty is releasing a new full size of one of their gloss bombs. It is in the shade Cheeky, which is this hot, fiery orange shade. They actually released it in a mini for a holiday collection, and now they're coming out with a full size of it. It retails for $19, and for the actual product itself, I think that it is a bit overpriced, but for the branding combined with the product, I think it's pretty fair, and I think it is so gorgeous. It is 100% going on my wish list. I will be picking this up at some point. We are actually almost done. Next is the Patrick Ta She's Hard to Get lipstick and liner. So I think both of these products that I'm going to be talking about are extremely overpriced. The lipstick retails for $32 and the lip liner is $26. I personally don't think I would spend over $20 on a lip product, no matter what the brand is, but I love a good hot pink lip, and the shades are so beautiful, and it caught my eye. That's why it's here, but I cannot justify the price on these, so I will not be picking it up. The new Viseart Petite Pro palettes, I think that these are both really pretty. They are about $30, which for how small the palette is, I do think is overpriced, but it is Viseart. It makes sense for their branding. The price makes sense for their branding. I have always really wanted to try the Viseart formula, but it seems overpriced. I just don't know if I could justify it. Plus, I'm also like going back on my eyeshadow palette, no lie. The color schemes are really pretty. I think I might add it to my wish list, but like farther down on my wish list. Not both palettes, only the like kind of warmer tone one, which is called Solstice. But I think I do want to try one of these eventually. And then the very last thing I want to talk about is a Morphe product. And Morphe, I know, has been blacklisted by a lot of people, and honestly, I have blacklisted Morphe myself. I'm just going to preface me talking about this by saying I do not support Morphe, and I'm not going to be picking this up, but it did catch my eye, so that is why I am including it in this video. They are releasing a new 35 shade palette called the Everyday Chic Artistry Palette. $25. We all know that Morphe's prices are very fair. I think the colors are so pretty. I know I would love it. I don't hate Morphe's eyeshadow formula. I think it, for the price, is quite good actually. So I know I would love it, and I know I would use it, but it's such a big palette, and I just don't find myself reaching for bigger palettes like this. Even the few bigger palettes I have in my collection, I just don't reach for them. So I won't be buying it because of that, and because of the fact that it is Morphe, and I just can't support Morphe, at least until I see them make an active change in their company, basically. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was just a very casual chit-chatting about new makeup releases, telling you what I want to add to my wish list, what caught my eye but will not be added to my wish list, and stay tuned for my monthly anti-haul coming up next week if you would like to see me talk crap about a bunch of things that were released in July, because so that is it for this video. I hope you'll like this video and subscribe maybe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!